The human brain is fundamentally a pattern recognition machine, evolutionarily optimized to find order in chaos. From the very moment a person is born, they are conditioned to believe that cause and effect dominate the universe. The programming is reinforced at every stage of development. If you study for a test, you pass. If you put in a specific number of hours at a job, you receive a predictable, guaranteed paycheck. The entire infrastructure of modern society, from schooling to corporate ladders, is meticulously built to provide human beings with certainty, stability, and predictability. When an individual enters the world of trading, they do not leave this lifelong psychological programming at the door. They bring it right along with them to the desk. They open a charting platform, see geometric patterns, moving averages, and clean lines, and automatically assume that the market operates under the exact same societal rules of certainty. They fall into the trap of believing that if they can just find the perfect combination of variables, indicators, or fundamental data points, they will be able to predict exactly what will happen next. This is the first and arguably most dangerous illusion in the entire financial world, the illusion of certainty. The fundamental, often terminal crisis of a beginning trader is the brutal, violent transition from a world of guaranteed certainty to a world of pure, unadulterated probability. In normal life, effort correlates directly to reward. In the markets, that relationship does not exist. A trader can spend 12 hours backtesting data, isolate the absolute perfect technical setup, manage risk parameters beautifully, execute the entry flawlessly, and the trade can still result in an instantaneous, frustrating financial loss. Conversely, someone can open a brokerage account, place a completely reckless, uncalculated trade based on a blind whim, and walk away with a massive profit. This complete systemic disconnect between cause and effect utterly shatters the amateur's psychological foundation. The human brain is simply not wired to easily process an environment where doing everything perfectly right can still lead to a negative outcome, and doing everything terribly wrong can lead to a positive one. This paradox creates a form of cognitive dissonance that drives most people to madness or bankruptcy. To survive this initial phase, a trader must undergo a radical, painful shift in perspective. They have to actively deprogram themselves. They must stop looking at the market as a puzzle to be solved with absolute fixed answers and start viewing it exclusively as an environment of endless, microscopic probabilities. In a world entirely governed by probability, a single trade means absolutely nothing. It carries zero statistical significance. It is nothing more than a single flip of a coin that happens to be slightly weighted in your favor. If a coin is weighted 60% in your favor, a basic mathematical reality remains. You will still lose 40% of the time. You could easily flip that coin and get tails 5, 6, or 7 times in a row. The amateur, however, cannot internalize this. They treat every single trade as a definitive verdict on their intelligence, the validity of their strategy, and their overall worth as a human being. When a single losing trade occurs, their ego tells them the strategy is broken. They immediately abandon it, log back onto the internet to search for a new indicator, and restart the frantic cycle of seeking certainty, completely unaware that they are trying to predict the fundamentally unpredictable. They spend years changing systems, chasing a zero-loss mirage that does not exist. The elite operators, the ones who actually survive this landscape for decades, do not seek certainty. They completely surrendered the need for it long ago. Instead, they seek an edge. They accept, with absolute humility, that they have absolutely no idea what the very next candlestick will do, what the next headline will trigger, or how the market will react over the next 5 minutes, and they are completely at peace with that ignorance. Their confidence does not come from a delusional belief that they can know the future. Their confidence comes from knowing exactly how they will manage themselves, their capital, and their emotions in the face of an inherently uncertain future. They don't try to win every trade. They simply try to manage the risk on every trade so that their mathematical edge can play out over a large sample size of hundreds of executions. Before an individual can ever successfully manage capital, they must first manage their own expectations. The true price of admission to this game is the total unconditional surrender of the need to be right. Until that illusion is shattered to pieces, every chart pulled up on a screen is not a financial opportunity. It is a carefully laid psychological trap. See you in the next video.